This week on QDL, we look at the PrecisionPath Consortium. Industry speaks out about what its future needs are. As we know, manufacturing tolerances are getting tighter, and the need to inspect parts and assemblies to higher and higher accuracies increases almost every year. So how are manufacturers responding to this need? Well, and find out more in 30 seconds. Welcome back to QDL. QDL is your weekly look at who and what is making news in the world of quality. I'm Dirk Ducharme, Editor-in-Chief of Quality Digest. In June 2015, the Coordinate Metrology Society, the CMS, and the University of North Carolina at Charlotte received an Advanced Manufacturing Technology Consortia grant from NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology. This AMTech grant is one of 16 awards dedicated to accelerating the growth of advanced manufacturing in the United States. And the CMS and the UNC Charlotte used this grant to establish something called the PrecisionPath Consortium for large-scale manufacturing. This is an industry-driven group whose work is to identify and prioritize the metrology technology needs of the aerospace, defense, energy, and other industries as well, of course, that manufacture large-scale, high-accuracy parts and products. As tolerances for parts get tighter and tighter, the technology needed to produce and verify these parts, and that's the key bit, verify, that's the measurement or metrology bit, this also needs to get more accurate, and in some cases even faster, in some cases even cheaper. So better, faster, cheaper, the manufacturing trifecta, right? And I mention cheaper because for small manufacturers to compete in a high tolerance, high accuracy market, they obviously need to be able to afford the equipment. Not everyone is a Boeing or an Airbus. So over the past several years, the PrecisionPath Consortium has been talking to manufacturers, OEMs, end users, customers about what their needs are. And the result of that initial study is available in the document Technology Roadmap for Large-Scale Manufacturing, which you can download from the PrecisionPath Consortium website. The link is underneath the player down there. There's a lot in that document, and it's free, so download it and take a look. I think you'll be surprised at some of the stuff that's in there. At the recent Coordinate Metrology Systems Conference in Orlando, we had a chance to talk to Ron Hicks, Ed Morse, and Joe Sable, who represent three different aspects of the metrology industry, from manufacturer to measurement service provider to end user to even training. And we asked them about the PrecisionPath Consortium and what it means for industry. So you three gentlemen are part of something called the PrecisionPath Consortium. Mm-hmm. What is that?
PrecisionPath is basically a group of large-scale measurement professionals that have come together to basically work on a project that was initially funded by AMTech, okay, which is in the office of NIST, and we were basically come together to roadmap the 3D metrology industry so we could basically let people know how it looks to manufacturing.
So what the connection is between metrology and manufacturing, how close that tie is? Or?
Well, metrology is an integral part of manufacturing, and okay, it's gotten to be so much more every day. So everybody recognizes that we really need to be very attuned to where we are with metrology because it affects our manufacturing.
Okay. And
actually, the funding came out of NIST's Advanced Manufacturing Office, okay, and they're interested in building consortia which support manufacturing in the U.S. And Ron and I talked a little bit, and we proposed this idea that metrology is so important to manufacturing that we want to have a group that will do that. Mm-hmm. And sort of two of our main goals, we're putting together the roadmap that you've heard of and everyone's seen. I think
we should share. Yes. You guys put out this great actually book that I believe is downloadable from the website as well.
Oh, absolutely.
But this is a very complete document that tells what the roadmap is about. Why was it formed? I mean, what was the whole purpose?
Well, the concern was U.S. manufacturing, and the Advanced Manufacturing Program Office says we want to support these consortia. And we felt strongly enough about metrology and its future that we thought we should put this together. And the second half of the consortium initial state was, don't just write a roadmap and then dissolve, but build a consortium that can continue. And we're really happy that we're now part of CMS, we're a standing subcommittee, and we feel that we've got a lot to do in the future, but we have a way forward.
And I mean, obviously, Newport News shipbuilding, you guys are manufacturers. So this ties into basically what you do every day.
Yeah, it really does. You know, metrology is a big part of what we do today. The products we build are much more advanced than ever before. And you know, to be successful and be cost effective, you've got to continue to advance technology. The technology discussions that are taking place in the consortium are really helpful because metrology is kind of this known but unknown activity, and I think that's going to help standardize not only the tools but the methods, but also the workforce, and really put some synergy together to letting the whole industry come together. So there's a lot of opportunities there. And like any roadmap, that's what it should do, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's this purpose. So who is part of all this industry coalition? I mean, we've got obviously industry, academia, right? Ed, you are
a professor at UNC Charlotte.
UNC Charlotte, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm with
industry
API
as well.
Yeah, well, API.
Services, right? Yeah. No, manufacturer.
API, okay. we manufacture measurement equipment and services. So.
And so basically the PrecisionPath Consortium kind of involved everybody from kind of all aspects of the industry, right?
Yes, everybody had a stake, all the stakeholders.
And I think a really important part of the proposal we put together was we explicitly said we wanted to include the entire value chain, you know, not just the end manufacturers, but the people that support that along the way for the large-scale manufacturing.
And that's really important in today's business environment too. Collaboration has to happen. To be cost effective, to get the most out of technology, there really has to be more of a collaboration, and this is kind of the backbone of that.
Okay. Now, we mentioned the PrecisionPath technology roadmap is finished. This is the document right here. What would people see if they were to read in this? What is in this document?
Well, there's
besides a whole lot of stuff.
Like where to begin? Well, we start off with a discussion of what's driving large-scale manufacturing and some case studies in different manufacturing industries, and then we look at specific instruments that are used and the various usage scenarios, we call them. So how are they used? And we look for commonality across industries between aerospace and large equipment and naval architecture, for instance. And then we also address standards because they're important, the workforce, and then we sort of wrap it up. We have an appendix full of specific comments from users who took a survey and what they like about various scenarios and what they find frustrating. So that's really a gold mine. It's entertaining to read, but also very enlightening.
And Ron, what do you hope this will accomplish? What's the goal in the end?
Well, as a OEM of metrology equipment, in my view, I see it's really valuable in terms of what does our industry think, what's their needs. So it's really the voice of the customer to me. So I think that's very valuable.
And any value for
yeah, and from the customer, we don't always know what we need.
Right, exactly,
so it's interesting to hear where is the industry going, so we can plan for the future too.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thanks for that brief overview of what the PrecisionPath Consortium is all about. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As Joe Sable of Newport News Shipbuilding mentioned in that clip, the PrecisionPath Consortium isn't just concerned about equipment needs. Workforce development is also key. You need skilled metrology workforce, men and women, who have not just an understanding of how to use metrology equipment, but also the unique knowledge of what it takes to set up for high tolerance, high accuracy measurement. It isn't just about pushing a button on a scanner or a CMM or a portable arm. A metrologist needs a particular skill set, and that skill set either is been traditionally transmitted via a mentor, but keep in mind a lot of the metrology old timers are retiring, so the mentors are going away, or it needs to be taught in trade schools and universities, which is really where the push is right now, is to teach measurement and metrology skills within vocational schools or universities. And here's how Ron, Ed, and Joe addressed the workforce development question. All right, so let's talk about workforce development here. And Joe, this lays right at your doorstep here. And before we do that, actually, tell us a little bit about, just really briefly, what's going on at Newport News Shipbuilding, because you do workforce development.
We really do. And in today's environment, whether it's a welder, whether it's an electrician and a metrologist, it really doesn't matter. The graying of the workforce is affecting everybody.
Yeah.
New people coming in, how do you get time to talent faster? Because we really can't stand a lot of developmental. So Newport News Shipbuilding, fortunately, is celebrating our 100th year.
Oh, wow.
At the apprentice school, which has been in existence for 100 years. And we have over 19 trades, metrology being one of them. And we recognized years ago that was the only way we were going to be able to develop people, is to grow people in-house.
So you're right in the middle of workforce development. I mean, that's what you do.
Dab in the middle of it.
So where do you think we are as an industry in workforce development?
So for metrology, it's kind of where we are right now. Is it a career by chance or a career by choice?
Okay.
And I will tell you the state right now is a career by chance. People go into it because out of need. They get cross-trained. A lot of them come from the engineering background. Some are tool and die makers. So our role, and I'm the chairman of the education committee at CMS, our vision is to try to standardize those things, understand really what a metrologist is. It gets a little noisy right now. You look up metrology, and you're probably going to find out more about the people who adjust microwaves and do all the electronic adjustment than you will our side of the business. So we've got a little bit of identity thing we've got to deal with. We got to clear that up. We got to set some standards in place. The certification that's taking place with CMS is a great start for that. Some of the things we've learned at Newport News with our metrology apprenticeship is another piece. And then really getting out and getting government support, getting private industry support, and can we do more with the education arena to get those programs into the college level and into workforce development, and educating people about this profession before they go into the workforce. What are we doing in STEM programs? What are we doing in the high schools at an early age?
And as a professor at a UNC, right? I mean, you're basically the same thing?
Well, we have a different clientele. So
sure, your students were, okay.
So we're teaching engineers, and the undergraduates get some exposure to metrology simply because we have our Center for Precision Metrology there. And then we have a lot of graduate courses which are centered around metrology. But we are but one school. And really, a lot of my effort is trying to be evangelical about metrology, as all of us are, and get other people interested in it. If you want to have somebody in the metrology field buy you a beer and talk to you for half an hour, ask them how they got into the field.
Right.
It wasn't what my dad did. It was, well, and it goes on.
Yeah. And as a company, as a manufacturer of equipment, you're hiring people.
Oh, yeah.
How does workforce development feel from your perspective?
We have the same problem. We're hiring services people that we need to go off and do projects, much like he does in the shipbuilding arena. And we're also hiring engineers and marketing people and everybody else that have to be able to sell our product, manufacture our product, and sell it to the world. So we really have the same problem. In metrology, it really, you don't know what you're getting into. You don't really plan to be there. So it's one that we really need to get the word out.
And Joe, you mentioned earlier about standards. Where are we with standards in terms of operator training within the metrology field?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say we're scratching the surface.
Okay.
We're just beginning. We've got to get the whole community pulled together and agree on a lot of things. The Department of Labor is going to insist that we have some definition that's clear. So we're scratching the surface, but I think we're making headway. We're having the conversations that need to take place. They may not always be evangelical, that Ed's conversations are, but we are having the conversations, and we're getting the community together. And that's the power of the roadmap. And I think that's one of the things that I'm hopeful that's really going to come out of this is where are we with the workforce development and what can we do moving forward.
And that's obviously part of what CMS is trying to work on as well, right? I mean, we've talked about this in other videos, but developing training and certification for people as well.
Absolutely. Trying to figure out where we fit and how we can lead now.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about apprenticeships. I think it fits.
Yeah.
It fits for this business. I think it fits for if you're a parent It fits for parents today, given the cost of higher education. So I'm really looking forward to doing more with apprenticeships through the Education Committee and CMS and the Precision Path.
And actually, this is interesting because you're coming at this from an apprenticeship point of view. So people who have already been in the workforce or maybe don't want to go to college, you're teach at a university. Your clientele is people who aren't. So is there a synergy between the two?
Oh, absolutely. We are not in competition.
By no means.
We're all serving the community of metrology. And actually, one thing we started at UNC Charlotte recently is we have a graduate certificate in precision metrology. So if you're a practicing engineer and you found out that metrology is important, you can take a few graduate courses and have a certificate that kind of has you in line with your job duties.
Okay.
They really complement each other. And if we go down the right path and we standardize things and we know what those fundamentals are and we're teaching the right things and teaching it the right way, then it's a win for everybody.
All right. Gentlemen, thanks. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So there you go. If you are a manufacturer of high tolerance parts or assemblies, you should download the technology roadmap for large scale manufacturing. The price is right and the link is right down there. It is free. So you can follow the link on the player page and download that document. I think you'll find it really interesting. That's it for today. As usual, if there is someone you would like to see on the show or some topic you would like us to cover, send those ideas to us at qdl@qualitydigest.com. And we'll do our best to get them on the show. Thanks for joining us today. We will see you at the next QDL. So long.